Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ken Yu. Uh, my wife Win and I has been investing in real estate for the last 10 years. And over the last 4 years, we has been concentrating on apartment complexes. With our investors' help, we were able to acquire 13 properties, value over $190 million worth of apartment real estate. Our investor has invested over $50 million with us, and through distribution, sales of 2 of our property, we were able to return $11 million to our investors. This all started out like 10 years ago when we bought our first single-family houses. And then in the next few years, we were able to acquire 70 single-family houses. Once we got to that point, we couldn't scale up anymore, and then we transitioned to multifamily, and that's kind of how we got started. So recently, a lot of people has been inquiring to kind of join this apartment investing journey. So we wanted to do a video on showing them why we like investing in apartment in the DFW area so much. And instead of just doing a kind of dry presentation, we decided to borrow an idea from David Letterman and do a top 10 reasons to invest in Dallas-Fort Worth. So here we go. Top 10 reasons. Reason number 10 is growth in job growth. Dallas-Fort Worth has really been leading the United States in job growth in the last few years. 2018, 2017, 2016. It's really one of the best places to find a job. And last year, we added 109,000 net job in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we expected to do the same thing this year. To capture that trend, we recently, our latest acquisition is really a 188 unit apartments near Toyota headquarters. Toyota has just moved a North America headquarters from California to Dallas, and we bought this apartment just to capture that trend, and hopefully that will work. So reason number 10 is job growth. Reason number 9 is migration to North Texas. That's really tying together with reason number 10. Because of the job, a lot of people are moving into the area, moving into Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth has the largest growth in the United States in the last few years, kind of matches with the job growth. Some of the other reasons are that we have no state income tax, and housing is still very affordable compared to all the other major cities. Voted by U.S. News Report as the 18th best place to live. Population is state to grow to 7.9 million. Literally every 4 minutes, one person is moving into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So population growth is reason number 9. Reason number 8, decline in home ownership. Because there's a change in culture, people are waiting longer to get married, longer to have a family. They're waiting longer to buy a home. So either by choice or by, home prices are also increasing, and inventories, there's a lack of inventory for starter home. So either by choice or by necessity, renting apartments is going to be a trend in the future, and the demand for renting is going to be continue to be great in the next 10 or 20 years. We are going to try to capture that trend by focusing on workforce housing. So we're going to be leasing to people who either by choice or by necessity, apartment that they can afford and a nice place to live. So decline in home ownership is reason number 8. Reason number 7, diversify tenant base. Multifamily is really the best sector in the commercial real estate that as far as I'm concerned, because all the other type of real estate, retail, office, and industrial, they really just have a handful of tenants. So if one of them move out, you're going to have a vacancy for a very long time. Whereas in the apartment space, we average over 170 unit or tenants in our apartment complex. So if 10% of them move out, it really doesn't hurt us. And 10% is really already in our business plan as the vacancy. So diversify tenant base is reason number 7. And number 6 is economy of scale. Because the size of the property we are buying and the income that it generates, it allows us to hire a professional management company to manage our property. And because of that, coming from the single family space, we all kind of know that how managing the property is kind of like the hard part of it. You have houses all over the town, and you got to manage it. But whereas apartment, everything is in singles place, and with our management company, we were able to manage it efficiently. A 200-unit apartment really require only a staff of 4, 2 maintenance personnel and two office personnel. So a 200-unit apartment is really equivalent to a $2 or $3 million business. So most $2 or $3 million business probably cannot run with just a staff of 4. So it's really efficient. So reason number 6 is economy of scale. Reason number 5 is inflation hedges. Real estate in general is really good hedge against inflation because as everything increase in prices, rent also increase. In addition, in the apartment space, our leases is in general a 12 months lease. So in 12 months, we're able to adjust our rent and keep up with inflation. And at the same time, we have a long-term fixed rate debt on our property, so that our cost is going to keep in a constant level, and while we can raise our rent to keep up with inflation. So inflation hedges is reason number 5. Tax benefit is reason number 4, because real estate apartment is really a real asset, so we're able to depreciate it and generate a paper loss, so that we can allow our investors to defer some of the taxes in the future. And there's a recent law change that allows us to accelerate some of those depreciation in the apartment space. There's a method called cost segregation, and we're going to be utilizing that in all our apartments. To give you a quick example, $100,000 of investment can generate up to $70,000 of paper loss in the first year. So that really help out in terms of your taxes. So tax benefit is reason number 4. Cash flow is reason number 3. Most property we buy are profitable and stabilized property. And in the cost of doing business, we're going to be generating a cash flow to be distributed. So we just mentioned that we have a long-term debt, and we can be able to generate depreciation, a paper loss of up to $70,000 worth of tax deference. At the same time, we're getting cash flow. So this is one of the beauty of apartment investing. So reason number 3 is cash flow. Reason number 2 is method valuations. Coming from the single family space, single family is only increase in value if the neighborhood does well. So it really depends on the market appreciation. But in the apartment space, the values really depend on your profit. It's kind of like regular business. So if we can find a way to increase our profit for the apartment is going to worth more. To give you an example, one of my first apartment complex, Monterey apartment, we were able to increase the profit by $100,000 over 2.5 years. And as a result, we were able to increase the value of the apartment by $2 million. We bought the property for $4 million and we sold it for $6 million. And so reason number 2 is methods of valuation. Reason number 1 is leverage. Leverage, there's many different kind of leverage, and the first one is leverage of debt. We can actually use the bank's money to buy the property. As I mentioned before, on one of my first property, Monterey, we bought the property for $4 million, but we really need to just come up with $1 million. So to buy a $4 million, we just come with $1 million, and when the $4 million property become a $6 million property, we are just more than double our money. So that is the power of leverage of debt. The second way we leverage is leverage of expertise. Because the operation side of the business is always somewhat troublesome for all business. But in the apartment space, we're able to hire that expertise from somebody who has experience. Most of our management company have over 10, 15, or 20 years of experience in managing apartments. That's doing marketing, leasing, collecting rent, and dealing with tenants. All that expertise we're able to leverage. So that's leverage of expertise. The last way that I use leverage is we leverage each other's resources. Just on my own, I'm not going to be able to buy a $20 million property. But by combining our resources together, we've been doing that. We've been buying we were able to buy $190 million worth of real estate because of each other's money. And because of that resource, we get be able to buy something, a nicer property at a better location and with a better leverage. So that is reason number one, leverage. So those are the top 10 reasons why we like investing apartment in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you are interested in joining our journey in that apartment investing journey, please reach out to us at twinklestarasset.com. Thank you for tuning in.